So on Friday, April 9th, the world lost a great artist, and I just wanted to really kind of show some love to him and just kind of talk about what he meant, what he meant to me as a creator, and I think just summarize from the eyes of somebody that's kind of seen all of that. So what really kind of inspired this video was a couple months back I did a caricature of Jay-Z, and it was meant to give the artist his flowers for the creative bodies of work that he provided to the world. Now earlier last year I also did a video on Joakim, and I was just talking about how his lyrics really hit me and affected me as a creative and kind of gave me that extra drive. Again, I'm just giving him flowers for his lyrical prowess. Just, you just want to give people their flowers, man. And as you gotta understand, as a YouTuber, I really have a unique perspective on life because I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, and I was in my 20s and the 90s, and by the year 2000 I'm almost into 30. So I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. When in the 90s we were we were well recognized group of artists that ran the streets, and we were putting out work all over the place, putting out great bodies of work, honestly. Some dope bodies of work. Traveling to comic book conventions, all that type of stuff. And met a couple famous people here and there too. So in about 98, 99, I was making my first serious attempt at self-publishing, and newsflash, y'all, it ain't go well. But it was during that time when I was really in this groundswell of this incredible creative energy. I used music to help me get my mind right, to get into the zone, because I like to zone out, and I use music to do that, to get into that good creative zone. And at the time I was a serious hip-hop head. I still am, but I was really listening to a lot of guys. I was Outkast, UGK, Cube, Snoop, Redman, Method Man, of course Jay-Z. That was around volume 3 time, so yeah, Jay-Z, volume 2, volume 3, yeah. I was, in it. And then of course, one of the last guys was Earl Simmons, better known as DMX. I remember when I first heard Get At Me, Dog. Man, some of you younger cats may not remember a group called EPMD, but one of my favorite songs from them is a song called Get the Bozak, and it flipped a sample from a group called BTS Express. So on Get At Me, Dog, which is DMX's debut single, he also flipped that sample, BTS Express, and you had me at that, bro. You had me at that, for real, man. His voice was like nothing I had ever heard before on a hip-hop song. I love how he stacked his cadences, and that was just nice. And he just always knew how to break a song. He always knew how to break into a sing-songy cadence at just the right time, and it was so grimy sounding. That was the thing. It wasn't like some artists, they kind of sing on their songs now and it sounds like they're really trying to sing, but it was this dude with this grovelly voice just harmonizing with the song, so it just sounded like this. It just sounded different, man. It just sounded different. It was hard. So that's how I looked at it. It was hard. X was that dude, man. X was that dude. You knew once he was on the scene, he was going to be a star. And then that same year, he dropped Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. And that was his second album, and it was just a few months after he had dropped his first album, It's Dark and Hell Is Hot. Yeah, It's Dark and Hell Is Hot. That was, oh boy, that album. Man, that was a great album. What's unique about those things is that he dropped those albums at the same time, and both albums went #1 in the same year. And yeah, no one's ever done that before. It's just nuts. So after that, y'all, DMX exploded. I mean, he went on to drop more albums and make movies and make some crazy headlines for some of the wildest things I'd ever heard of. And he just had a full life, man. I mean, he had this legendary battle with Jay-Z that we kind of see some clips from, but not much. And it's more just, it's legend. It's just legend, hip-hop legend. And you know, and we know he dealt with drug abuse. That's what Slippin' was all about. Slippin' was all about his drug abuse. So even that has a legend around it, because there's a version that the references to his drug habits were not edited out. Most people hear is the album version where pretty much all the drug references were edited out, but there is a version, and I've heard it, and it hits a little bit harder when you hear it, to be honest with you. It really does. You know, despite all the craziness you ever heard about that dude, I always respected him. I always admired him. He was 100% who he was. Whether you liked it or not, that dude was 100% who he was. That DMX was DMX. He always spoke his mind, and he just was authentically himself. Now at the time, I knew a lot of guys that were kind of reminded me of where X was at in his life, and they were good guys, good-hearted guys, but they had their issues, but they were dealing with them. So I've always kind of seen more in certain people than maybe some other people would see. You know, when you look beyond what certain people are about and see what they outwardly present and what they're really all about, you find out that sometimes looks ain't always the determining factor, to be honest with you. Look, guys, it's always sad when an artist passes away, more so when it's attributed to substance abuse. I'm going to miss X. X was a proof that an artist, even a troubled one, can change the world, and I think he did. I really do think he did. I know his music helped inspire me during some of my creative journeys, and I'm hoping that if you haven't heard his music, or if you have heard his music, it'll do the same for you. For now, I just want to say rest in peace, Earl. Thank you, DMX. All dogs go to heaven. Fam, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it the big thumbs up and share this all over the internet. The big thumbs up, the likes, are the lifeblood of this channel, so please do that. Also, make sure that you're hitting the bell icon just to let you know when I post up a new video, so we don't have to worry about the YouTube algorithm. Guys, if you want to get a hold of me, you can always reach me at Twitter and Instagram, and my Twitter and Instagram handle is at DKG72. I have a Facebook fan page and a TikTok, that's David Gordon 72. And if you really like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing to my Patreon. That's DKG72 Comics. There are different tiers there I think you guys will like. Or you can always hit the links in the description below. Purchase my coloring books, graphic novels, notebooks, sketchbooks, or whatnot. They're affiliate links, so it helps me out in a couple ways. Helps the channel out in a couple ways. Yeah, guys, I'm still a little down, but I'm happy for my man because he's no longer in pain. And we'll be back to our regular schedule next week. It's your boy DKG72. I'm out. Peace.